Good morning, it's Wednesday. I'm here at the site. It took me about an hour to get here. I'm southwest of town at a farm, and they have a well water, and I'm going to be putting a backflow device after the well comes up before the house so we can do some farm irrigation stuff tomorrow. So I'm going to gather the other stuff I need and bring you over there. The resident here left me coffee, fruit, and homemade vegetable dumplings. Good. All right, this is the well. The water comes up. This pipe here is the sheath of the actual water pipe, but this well goes down like, it's got to go like 300 feet probably, straight down. And then there's a pump at the bottom, way at the bottom, that gets turned on and off by this motor. Yeah, pumps it all the way up. Pumps it up, and then it goes into this tank which has air in it. You can't compress water. Water is not compressible. But if you compress the air in this tank, it gives pressure to then push the water out to the system. So we turned off the well, and the electricity to the pump is how we did that. So it's not going to automatically turn on when a demand is needed. So it says like 65 psi right now. That's because all the water is just stagnant in those pipes now. Once I cut the pipe, a bunch of water is going to come out, and that's going to drop to zero because it won't be pressurized at all. So water's coming up from the ground, out and down, and then off to the house and the other farm, the existing like hose bibs and stuff. So before all that, I'm gonna cut and put my tee here, bring the pipe this way, and then it's gonna go through this backflow device. The water goes this way. Water's not allowed to come this way, it'll dump out. So that protects the house water and the well water. Whatever kind of contaminants or unknowns that we have down in the irrigation fields, they're not allowed to get back into this potable water system. So that's what this is for. That's why I'm here. I'm going to put that and mount it on some wood or something, these stakes, and then the pipe's going to come out and turn and go about 500 feet that way, 600 feet that way. Breaking off, we're going to make little manifolds at each zone area. That's tomorrow. All right, let me start thinking about this, plan this out, get a few steps ahead. All right, remember, if you're ever turning off the water somewhere, it's good to put some in a bucket, because you never know when you might need some. I like to have clean pipe. No mud getting in my welds, solvent welds. All right. There's just barely enough room to get my tee in there. I don't want to have to rebuild more of this than I have to. Could rebuild a lot of it though. Be nice if this wasn't here. Some previous work, but this is all going downstream. So ball valves like this, when their handle is parallel to the pipe, it's open. When it's perpendicular to the pipe, it's closed. And if you're looking down at a valve, clockwise is closed. Oh man, yeah. So now we'll only lose the water that's in this tank and whatever kind of head pressure is coming off the well. So, gotta need to plan out my cuts before I get too far into it. I only have a few feet of pipe. I'm getting 860 feet of pipe delivered here in a little bit, so that'll be fun. Oh golly. Watch your head, buddy. Okay. Now remember that there's a stop in there. I can put a low mark there. There's a little ridge in there that keeps the pipe from going any further. So I can reach in there and feel it. And usually on tees it's going to line up with this exterior bit. Oops. So I want to get this dead centered in the pipe I have available. And then I'm going to mark it. So now I know where to cut it. Alright, the little ratcheting cutters, they're not so great with the 1-inch pipe, especially if this is Schedule 40, which I hope it is. And Schedule 40 refers to the wall thickness of the pipe. It's always going to be the same thickness no matter the diameter. So this will get some burrs that I'll clean out, but other than that, it'll be all right. And remember, at the moment we're still at 60 psi, so it might be a little bit of a geyser. Ah, like that. Man. A little bit of a geyser. Guess there's more water in that tank than I was thinking. I can see the pressure dropping though. It's down to 60 now. $55. So it's dropping. If I could get that cleanly cut, we'll be done with this a lot sooner. Hey-ya! Actually, I think I made a mistake. All right, well, we did not cut the power off to the pump because it's still running. That's why it took so long to turn off. But he's trying to turn it off now. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's off. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Phew, okay. Now I can finish. I'm soaking wet. It didn't even rain yet. It's not gonna rain today. Man, all right. I had to towel off after that geyser, the massive geyser. Okay. Back on track. So this actually does not have enough play in it for what I want to do. I might have to rebuild farther back. I was thinking I'd be able to kind of swing this one out, but it goes into the ground right there. Man. So that for sure is going to go there. I don't want to have to take this ball valve off though. Let's see. Let's stay with the original plan and see if I can get it. See all those burrs that come off. There's none left from the other cut. I'll try to get most of them out as I can, but mostly these will clog up very small orifices. Dang, not gonna have enough space. All right, let me figure it out. All right, I am gonna have to cut it back to here. We'll cut it back to here to see if I can still wrangle it in there. Otherwise, I have a telescoping coupler I'm gonna use, which isn't great for a main line, but it'll hold and it'll make this a ton easier. Got ants on me. All right, well, I rebuilt that valve, and soon after I did that, I realized I could just shift this tank over a little bit. So that's all right. Now they got a new valve, and I've shifted the tank over just the depth of one fitting. So I'll be able to put this in and then push the whole tank back over. So this is PVC pipe, and what I'm doing is a solvent weld. So this purple primer, it's purple so inspectors can see it if you're ever getting a permitted inspected job in the city or something. The purple actually eats away at the layer of plastic. It erodes it away. It's going to make room for the solvent weld to happen. There's room for glue now. So I've primed the fittings and the pipe. There's no time you got to wait in between that and the glue here. And the glue these pipes and fittings can be wet. So you just want even coverage, not too much, not too gloopy. Because if you have too much, you can have a chemical burnout. So I'm gonna put it in there. Come on now. The instructions say to give it a little quarter turn. I think that's just to help make sure there's glue everywhere. I'm gonna leave this facing up because that's the pipe 1-inch schedule 40. If I was thinking I might have had it read this way, but it doesn't matter. So I gotta hold it for a few seconds because those chemicals are pushing off of each other. Big enough pipe and the hot enough conditions, if you could put it in there and let go, and it would it up like a little stomp rocket. So I'm just holding pressure in there. I always like to turn these ball valves a few times in case any glue got stuck in there. It's not gonna dry like that. All right, so this is a little tricky here. I have just enough room to hold them away from each other so I can get my dauber in there. And I kind of got to be generous with the glue here because there's no way I'm going to be able to twist this. So I'm ensuring plenty of coverage there. A little bit more. My dauber's getting a little gunky here. All right. Now, the tricky part. Come on, mister. Oh gosh. Go a little bit further. So I was good to glue it just as far as the fitting was, because if I had a bunch of glue showing, I would know that I didn't get it pushed in all the way. But I'm pretty sure I got it in all the way now. This isn't under stress. That's good. And so I made this fitting already. My elbow goes down and turns, and I'll be putting an isolation valve there for the farm. All right, there it is. The cross connection is complete. Let me get this isolation valve in. More priming, more gluing, more sticking. All right, both valves are in. Everything is done in that spot. So now is basically the timer. It's a little before 11. I can leave this one closed, but this one's for the house. So like 4-5 hours, the longer the better. I'm gonna tell these guys like this evening to return the pump back on. Or maybe till tomorrow morning if they can wait, but I don't think they can. They live here. So, got it going that away. This is the backflow. It needs to be 12 inches above grade. So about here somewhere I want to put it, so it's still underneath the cover here. And I have to be careful I don't knock that over. I have these wooden stakes here that I'm gonna hammer in the ground and have it rest on it like that. So probably need to cut this pipe first. Done deal. So the farm irrigation has very small orifices in the drip line, but before each drip line section we're going to be installing filters. Okay, so now this will go up like that before going into the device. I'll give myself a little spacer there. Now this is way too tall, but I'm gonna just pound it in till it's firm and then cut it off. If I mark this 12 inches above grade and cut it at that height, this will easily sit on top of it and easily be that 12 inches. I think it's this center diameter here that has to be 12 inches above grade. That's yeah, the state regulates these things. The state owns all the groundwater, so they control what happens to all the water. for good. Okay, let me get my saw. Nice and easy. Gonna run into that. All right. Nice and easy. Perfect. All right, I don't have any more pipe. I'm waiting on it. The delivery is going to be between 11 and 1, and it's 11 right now. So I'll leave it with some space like that, so we can, if we ever need to clean this, we can take that off still. If we ever need to clean it and it's really in the way, I'll change the supports, but I don't think it will be. This is new. New technology to activate the integrated flood sensor connection kit. So if there's like excessive dumping of water, something higher tech will stop it. I don't know. I've never heard of that. It's new to me. Because if this device feels any back pressure, any back siphonage, if it feels the water moving this way at all, it'll dump it all to the ground right there instead of going back into the system. All right, let's see what I can do before the pipe gets here. I could try to set this other stake, but it's maybe not. Give it a try. All right, got the other stake in. I cut it with a point instead of just one cut, so I was able to get it more vertical. Just waiting for the pipe now. Unfortunately, but let me show you. We're going to bring that pipe down, and it's going to go that way for a hose bib. It's going to go that way for a hose bib. There's like birds over there, and then it's going to go this way. Hello. Gonna go this way to irrigate the farm. I don't know what's growing. I don't recognize anything here. Maybe loofah. See some loofah in there. But so each zone is gonna be like 100 feet long by 50 feet. It's going to be 30 rows of vegetables or crop or whatever. So the pipe we're just going to lay on top of the ground, and they'll maintain it. The farmers will make sure it doesn't get damaged. Some sort of melon here. So here's some more like distinguishable rows. They're going to do 3 foot wide with 18-inch furrows in between, I believe is what it's called. So I'm about 250 feet maybe already from the well. They're going to put a greenhouse somewhere here. It's going to get a hose bib. This structure needs some work. Somewhere around here, maybe here. Some bananas, I can recognize that. Beans, I can recognize those. Pole beans, I believe, because they're a vine, not a bush. I see eggplant here. Oh, so this is where the greenhouse is gonna go, I'm pretty sure. And then way down here, I think there'll be 2 more zones after. These look like jujube trees. Make a little small, like, apple-like thing. Jujube. Some poison ivy. Some sweet potato. Man, it's hard to walk on these rows. Yeah, and so this will be the last few sections until the road. We're going to be putting more irrigation in than they have farming land right now, because we're just going to put it in for the full scope of it. Then they'll be able to create the rows and not have to worry about getting the irrigation back out here. So I'm like 500 feet from the, maybe 600, no, 500 feet, yeah, is this direction. Because I'm gonna go 100 feet that way, 100 feet that way. All right, long walk back, and I got time to kill. No telling where that pipe delivery is gonna be. Should have brought more pipe to work with. Oh well. All right, pipe just got delivered. So here's the 20-foot pieces. I already threaded these in. So if you're ever gonna do threading, you need to do it before you glue it. Because say I glued this on, I want it to go straight down, but that's just a gamble of where it's gonna stop being tight. You could potentially thread it all the way in, mark it. I don't know why you would need to. I just glue it, just do it like this. So I got this one, make another one to come down, one go over, come this way. Simple stuff. Just all right, I got that all glued up. Got them facing straight perpendicular from the thing. So now I need to get a measurement. So these elbows, got to take into account the fitting for it. Sorry, like the insert amount of it. So if I mark this on this outside edge, whatever's vertical here, eyeballing verticalness, right there. Now let's go here. All right, I'll cut that off. Right, because it'll go into the fitting straight up. Cut that, stick that, cut that, stick that. Make this go down and out a little bit. Need to go grab another elbow. I got all of the pieces for tomorrow's installation here. All these boxes of things. Plenty of stuff. Box of elbows. See, I need one to go down. I'll use a T1. I'll do those tomorrow. All right, that's done. Done for today. Just gonna go out and down for now. Tomorrow we'll finalize exactly where each of the pipes are gonna go. Yeah, looks good to me. So I'm gonna let them know to wait as long as I can, maybe 5 o'clock to turn the water back on so they can have house water. Here's the thermometer in the shade. 101. Not bad. All right, well, I still need to buy stuff for this project tomorrow. Some concrete, some rebar, some pipe insulation. So I gotta go to Home Depot on the way. Check in later. Man, look at this Home Depot. I like that facade all brick like that. Alright, here's what I need. 10 of these. 80 pounds each. It's gonna be a lot. We'll get the loading. Alright, one at a time. That's all you gotta do. Take your time. There's 10. I also need to find the rebar and some pipe insulation. There's concrete on the ground. Watch out. This thing's hard to steer one-handed. Holy moly. Here's the rebar behind all these mixing things. But good way to end the day with some nice heavy lifting. Maybe. It's an opinion. I don't know. I'm all done for the day. I'm headed home so I can quickly turn around and go play some disc golf League 9. And then I'll be back out here tomorrow. I gotta be at that farm at 7 a.m. Sheesh. It's about an hour away from my house, so that's an uncommonly early day for me, but I'll be there. You'll see me. Thanks for following along. Find me next time.